back, fans and friends. For this episode, we have M2 Auto meets the 1968 Chevrolet Camaro SS 350. And as you can see, this one here is painted in the XL colors, which I assume because only GM, Goodyear, and Holley are officially being licensed on this box. The Goodyear being the tires, GM being Chevrolet. That really only leaves Holley, which is a maker of high performance parts for racing. And I guess we're going to take a look at see how they decked out this vehicle for racing. Okay, and here we have it opened. Another one good thing about M2 is if you decide, it's great, but you can always put it back in its box. And here's the background for the box itself. As you can see, it slides right in. I'm going to put it in so it doesn't get sat on by a certain somebody who likes things made of cardboard and then sitting on them. So we already have the M2 case. This one happens to be a little bit cleaner than the last one I had for the Super B, which I have just to the side there so we can compare them after. And as you can see, it goes great in its display. Hopefully better with the doors open. And so right off the bat, I noticed one defect. I'm thinking maybe I can open it up and clean that off. It's that little goop. Might be glue or just a dead spider or something underneath the rear glass there. And great thing about M2s is a lot of them, not all of them, the doors open, so it'll look way better. I think it's actually too wide for the glass case. No rear view mirrors, so that grape continues. I mean, if it's a collector's item, should have rear view mirrors. And there you go, have it with the doors open. Let's just go take a look at the other details of this vehicle. So as you can see, it comes with a roll cage. So this is probably an NHRA vehicle, like for the hot rod drag racing. How you can tell is the super wide rear tires there. And why I bring that up is because if you're going to be racing drag vehicles, the drag strip, by the way, the quarter mile or the mile or whatever it happens to be, the super wide tires, which most of these vehicles are rear wheel drive, very important for grip. I didn't bring it up in the video that included it, but the Dodge Super B has the exact same thing. And I don't know if they're in the same, like they're not in the new release, although they are related, right? Put that off to the side there. And as you can see, the Super B has very similar features. Let's take a look at the Camaro. And as you can see, the multi-part engine, I guess, because if Holley is making performance parts for the interior of the engine, then that's very important that they showcase it. You can see the reinforcement bar there, the engine oil. And these ones, usually the hoods open up very well. I brought it up previously. A green light for some reason has hoods opening not so well and worse than others. But these ones, as usual, they've done a very good job with most of the details. Is it just that thing? The great thing about the M2 is that I can take it apart if I want to clean it up. And there you have it, the SS on the back there. Reasonably well enough detail. The car seems to be a little bit lopsided towards the left, but I might adjust the base later. You see the XL and the Goodyear tires, clear and plain to see. Not too much wobble. It's usually not terrible. And as you can see, this one opens way better than the Super B, which for me, as you know, was a little bit difficult to get it out. And the front details, the bumper and the SS in the middle there. Gonna see if I can take it apart easily. Not apart like from the itself, but the base. Lately, I do notice that they have been using better screws. They used to use the screws with a little slightly wider base that sometimes got stuck in the plate, making it extremely difficult to get out, and you don't want to risk damaging it. This one happens to drive way better than the Super B over there, which the wheels were so wide that they get stuck in the... you can see there it's not perfectly sized right. It gets stuck and it grinds. But this one, look, rather freewheeling. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take it apart. Move my hand back there because this is a ratcheting screwdriver. Oh, and it uses a tab instead of the Super B, which I see has 2 screws, and just keep that all together. And in order to get the wheels out, you see in the back there it has the 2 screws, and I guess the front ones don't want to come out easily because there's no way to make them come out without breaking it. So I guess if I ever want to take out these wheels, I could replace them with that. Goodyear happens to sponsor all of the tires, although these ones are labeled Eagle and these ones are not. Although I don't know if I would want a vehicle with different front and rear wheels. See how difficult it is. The cage comes out separate from the steering wheel, as you can see there, what happened there. And the steering wheel is held in with the dashboard assembly with that screw there. There's a lot more screws, as you can... it's good for fixing it. And I'm gonna... oh, look, I managed to take out the little splotch. I'm hoping it's not a dead animal, just paint. Yeah, it's just paint. Promptly thrown into the garbage. The cat does not interfere with that first. So there you have the 3 main assemblies, and this will probably be the first video where I've cleanly taken it apart. And as you can see, the roll cage there, which is a requirement for drag racing. The Super B doesn't seem to have it, so I guess it's not. That's why it's not in the same line. It has the same rear wheel type, but not obviously the roll cage itself. And so, with that little nitpick out of the way, you can see the windshield now is nice and clean. So I will carefully attempt to put the assembly back in, because the last thing I want to do is break the small plastic parts, because I would have to find an identical Camaro. And that's another good thing too, is you can actually do the surgery yourself and fix it. I mean, so basically put one in there, it goes in nicely there, screw you drop in, and not too tight but not too loose either. The last thing you want is this thing stripping, I can only imagine. And we'll see if we've done it properly, because the car will still drive normally. And the one thing I was kind of worried about is the hood was doing that. As you can see, it is now pushing in on the left side, but it makes it really easy to open, so I guess I'll take that hit. If you're gonna have the hood popped open like this for display purposes, it's not gonna matter. It's a little bit off. No wipers, although they seem to be shaded into the plastic front windscreen. So I mean, it's not terrible. I actually like it, racing or not. Like, I like the fact that it rolls freely. And there you have, guys, the Chevrolet Camaro 1968 from M2 in racing, guys, from Holly, their Excel department, obviously short for acceleration. Nice and freewheeling, this one. Balance, so it rolls, which is always nice. I mean, not to use a toy, but there we have it. Thank you guys once again for watching. Thomas from Toronto, and till the next one.